Hey guys, I just want to jump on here for a minute. On this Livescope, a lot of people don't understand what they're seeing, and I just wanted to try to maybe give you a different outlook on it. If you think about if just imagine you're a diver and you're underwater, just suspended, looking straight ahead, and to your left there's a boat, a bass boat, and there's a spotlight underneath this bass boat shining forward. Say the trolling motor's got a spotlight on it, and you're watching it from the side view. You're looking at the boat right there on your left. The boat's going to be right there on the top left, and you're looking at the bottom across in front of the boat. It's weird how it does that, but if you really look at it, you can see that's a grass line up there. You see it at the top of the screen, and you can see rocks and sticks and all kinds of stuff on bottom there. If you just think about turning that trolling motor, that spotlight, and just looking around. That's all you're doing. You can see some brush right there to the left of the screen. Now, the left of the screen is going to be where the boat's at. The boat is sitting right here at the very top left of the screen. So you're looking out on this one, 85, right at 100 foot. And you're looking down about 20 foot deep right under the boat. And you see that fish, there's a fish coming around right under the boat. Well, 5 foot out from the boat. There's another one at 25 foot out. But coming up, there's a bunch of fish right there, right at the top. What I'm doing, I'm in a little bit deeper water. I'm sitting in right at 20 foot, well, 13 foot of water. And I'm looking up toward the bank, and I'm just sort of scoping back and forth. And you can see all these fish swimming around. If you notice on there's a school of fish right there. Now, I think that's probably brim, more than likely. There may be a bass or two in there. It's kind of hard to say. But they're right under the boat. Now, I was getting a little bit too close to the grass line here. And there's just school there. Now, them look more like bass coming out right there. Usually your bass will be in 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5. There's usually not that many of them. Sometimes there is, but they don't stack up real tall. They'll swim maybe 3 high, and that's about it. If you see them where there's 5 or 6 high, usually that's going to be crappie or brim or something. More like a crappie. But I was fishing a little bit on this. It was really bright outside, and I couldn't see all this. But when I got home and I was recording it, when I got home and looked at it on my laptop, it was unreal what you can see. I'm still learning all this Livescope, but there's a tree right there. You notice I'm in a little cut, looking straight up at the bank, and you can see the bottom goes up and gets shallower, and there's the head of a tree, the top of a tree I'm looking at right there. Now, my boat is facing the top of that tree, and you see where the base of the tree goes back. The actual tree trunk goes straight back and goes out of the water. But we're looking at a side view of what I'm looking at in real life from the front view. There's my lure right there. I threw a square bill above the top of it. So you just got to remember, you're looking at it from the side. You're looking at a side view of what you're actually doing. So, and it's weird because when you see it, you see it. And it took me a little bit to see it, to really understand what I was seeing. When I put it on my laptop and really blew it up big and looked at it, I could tell there's your ball of shad right there. I hope this thing's not jumping when I download it. The screen keeps jumping on me. But you can see a fish right there almost under my boat. That's a good sized fish. And if you just watch him, he'll swim around. You can see his tail. You can see him swim. Maybe not that one, but here's your school of fish. These are all suspended. Look, I'm in 23 foot. And they're 20 foot in front of me. And you can see where the bank on the far right bottom, you can see where the bank starts going up. I didn't set my chart deeper, my sonar deeper, because I wasn't out there that long. But I was watching this go. You can see him swimming. Look at the one right under the boat. You can see him swimming. If you look at him, if you'll blow this up, you can really see him. That's a good sized school of bass right there. And you see how they're not real thick, like 4 or 5 tall? They're more in a line, maybe 2, maybe 3 thick, but that's usually about it. And a lot of this stuff I couldn't really see when I was out there because the wind was blowing and it was bright. The sun was out. And I just couldn't see good. There's a big old fish. Oh, that's my lure. You see him turn around and go for it. He just would not bite it. He kept, it's like he'd touch it with his mouth, but it just would not eat it. That is actually a little minnow, jighead minnow. And I could not get him to eat. There it is out there again, I think. No, that's a fish. But yeah, it's really simple. You see how the bank right there, there's the bank. There's a drop off right there. I'm looking well, there's a grass line at the very far out. There was a grass line, then it just slopes steadily down. It's not that hard once you figure it out. It's just, it's hard to actually understand what you're seeing until you see it. Once you see it, you're good. There's some of them, that's a couple some bigger fish right there. They're just swimming around. I think I'm going to go back tomorrow because there's my jig right there, or something. A lure. I don't know what it was. It might have been I dropped it right down in front of them. They didn't really respond to it. And a lot of times it's not bass. I'm pretty sure that was bass. But they've been out there gorging on shad also, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to go back tomorrow and get some better video and try to get some catches. Some catches. Now that I'm sitting, look, there's your ball of shad right there. If you'll watch, you'll see a fish. See that fish right there under him? Watch him, he'll swim out, and there'll be another one come up. I hope this thing isn't shaking when there comes another one in right there. And you can see the shad react to the fish. See how they just flattened out? See them moving? Now here's a school of bass, I think. No, that's crappie. There's your school of crappie, I believe. Could be brim, or not bass. I really think it was crappie. I actually threw a minnow or something. I don't remember what I threw now. I threw something out there, and they responded to it. That might be what they're doing now. Yeah, there they are. They're after it now, but they just wouldn't bite it. You can see they're smaller. But if you look right out behind them, further out about 75 foot down there, about 18 foot deep, 16 foot deep. There's some big, pretty good sized bass sort of sitting around. I finally saw them after a minute, and I'll try to key in on them here in just a second. You see them out there swimming around. They're just sort of, all these small fish are up here closer to the grass line. The grass line was right behind my boat. I was looking out at drop off. It was actually like a point with grass on it. And I ended up, the grass would be right to my left there. There's sailfish scattered out through there. But those are bass, I do believe. There's my jig, like or something. Yeah. There's the big guy sitting out there deep. But I'm trying to figure this out, guys. I'm going to try to go back tomorrow and get some better videos. I've had bad luck lately. Every time I go, something happens. This is on a reservoir. Can't use my gas motor. I have to just use a trolling motor, but it's a big reservoir. There's a big fish right there at the bottom. There's several good sized ones swimming around. See how those out there, out deeper, are staying like 3, 4 of them together. 2, 4, 5, 6. Looks like they're after my lure again. Just would not eat it. Ended up with everything up under the boat. Y'all just remember, think of it, you're a diver, or say you're just standing on bottom looking across the lake. The boat's to your left, and you can see spotlights shining across, and you can see whatever the spotlight's pointing at is what it lights up. And you can see a little bit beside it. when the image looks sort of dim, and you'll see when I move it'll get brighter. That means I was looking right. There's a grass line right there. I was looking right beside it, out to the side a little bit. When you get right on the fish, it's going to get really bright. That's when you can really tell more about it. If you look up, there's the grass right there, and you can see fish swimming around beside the grass. And then there's a schooling right under the boat. I think that's back to the crappie again, or brim. But there's a lot of fish in this lake. It's a real good lake to learn on. And that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Get you some videos of me actually catching some of these fish and try to get them biting on Livescope. I see all these people, these pros doing it. And all these guys make these videos and make it look easy. It's not easy, guys. There's a lot to it. It takes a lot of getting used to just dealing with everything, for one thing. But alright, guys, I hope that helps you. Leave me a comment. There's some fish down deep. It looks like there's a little ditch right there. Y'all leave me a comment. Y'all watch my other videos. Y'all stay tuned, and I appreciate it. See ya.